Hey cousins! So on today's video, honey, I'm going to teach you guys how to make this good old creamy chicken and rice video. When I tell you this is just like a little boom pow pow up in the kitchen, and whoever you with is going to be like, I shall marry you tomorrow when the courthouse open. You know what I'm saying? That's how good this is. If you want to learn how to make this recipe, you are in the right place. So I'm just going to take me a few chicken breasts, go ahead and season them things up. Now, if you've been here for a while, you already know the Golden Gate seasonings that she's going to be using. And that ain't nothing but some chicken bouillon powder, onion powder, garlic powder, good old celery seed, and some black pepper. Now, I am not measuring the spices that I'm using. I'm just allowing my ancestors to lead me. If you want measurements of the spices, go ahead and do just like 1 to 2 teaspoons of everything, except for that chicken bouillon powder. Do about a half a tablespoon. Or however it is you want. You know, you can always do salt and pepper too. Your kitchen, your world. Okay. I'm definitely going to season both sides of my chicken. And once I do that, I'm just going to get a little oil. I didn't use that much of my grapeseed oil, just a little bit to cover the bottom of the pan. And I'm just going to go ahead and cook my chicken until it's done. Now, if you decide to use maybe chicken thighs, thighs does take a little longer to cook. So you'll probably cook them until they're nice and golden brown on both sides, then finish it off in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes on 350. But if you're using chicken breast like I'm using chicken breast, we already know chicken breasts don't take that long to cook. So these chickens took me about 4 to 6 minutes to cook per side. Some was a little thicker than others, so I just had to adjust the time until it get nice and golden brown. Like this big juicy thing right there. Look at this chicken child. Look at God. You understand me? Now that your chicken is done, you want to go ahead and set it aside until later on. Do not cut it just yet, okay? So now to that same pot, I'm adding a little bit of butter because, yeah, I like butter in. That's my business, okay? So I'm adding about a tablespoon or 2 of butter. I added a large onion. You can add probably a medium onion and some bell peppers, but I ain't got no bell peppers, and we not finna go to the store. We're gonna cook what we have. So I'm going to allow my onions to cook down until they're nice and softened. And once they're softened, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of minced garlic. And I'm just gonna go ahead and stir that around and cook my garlic for about 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so now that my onions and my garlic is nice and cooked down, I'm just gonna add a little bit of Sazon to this onions, as well as a few more spices to this. So I'm not gonna really add too much, just a little bit of black pepper, I believe some onion powder, garlic powder, because you can't leave home without the 2 combination. If you got garlic powder, you better be putting some onion powder in there too, or that just ain't right if you don't. So once that's looking a little bit like this, I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano seasoning. I would have added some Italian seasoning, but I ain't have it. So why not add a little bit of oregano seasoning? As well with these spices, I'm just doing a sprinkle. Then I'm going to add my rice to this. So with my rice, you want to make sure you rinse your rice off first before you put it in this pot, okay? Hence the strainer that you saw in there. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that rice in there and allow that to fry up just a little bit. It's going to absorb the rest of that oil that's in there, and you're just going to allow it to cook up for about 3 to 5 minutes. All right. And once that happens, you're just going to go take you some chicken broth. I use 2 cups of rice, so I'm using 4 cups of chicken broth. Okay. So go ahead and pour that in. I like to stir stuff. You ain't got to stir it, but I just stir it because I can in my kitchen, my room. And I'm also going to be adding 2 bay leaves. Now, you do not have to add bay leaves. I just feel like bay leaves go with everything. And it just add, some more flavor. But that's my business, okay? So now I'm just going to go ahead and put my lid over it and cook that until it's done. So it took me about 15 minutes because I'm using this iron skillet. And this is how my rice is looking. Nice and flaky and cute. Then, as you guys can see, when my rice got done, I chopped up my chicken into little strips so it can be nice and ready to put on top of my rice. So I'm just going to go ahead and place my chicken. No particular order. I'm just going to put it on top of the rice. You know, really like, look at the video, child. Okay, boom. Now that all of that is done, I'm going to make my cream sauce. To a saucepan, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of salted butter. And I am going to allow that butter to melt down. I don't know. Quick question. Do y'all feel like when you cook with an electric like stove or something, it takes forever to like heat stuff up? Because like this butter to me took too long for butter on heat. Like, I don't know. It was giving me, oh my goodness, let me put this on my stove, but whatever. I don't know. Is that just me? Or y'all's be like that too? Okay, just me. All right, whatever. Anyway, so then to my butter, once my butter has melted down, I'm just going to add like a rough 2 to 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. Allow that to fragrant. And then add some spices. Now, Chad, if you don't know by now, you should know. What am I adding? Thank you. Onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper with a little bit more of that oregano season. And I would not be me if I did not add some chicken bouillon powder. I'm going to add that at the end because I wasn't myself. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and pour over your heavy cream. I'm using 2 cups. There go that bouillon powder. Yeah. I'm using 2 cups of heavy cream. And I'm just going to go ahead and allow that to thicken up. You see how thick that thing is right there? See how she bubble, twirling trouble? Once she gets to bubbling like that, you're going to go ahead and add you some Parmesan cheese. My Parmesan cheese, I believe to these 2 cups, I added maybe 3/4 cup of cheese to 1 cup of cheese to this 2 cups of heavy cream. You don't want to add too much of that cheese because it's going to be extra cheesy, child. Okay. Unless you want that, that's your business. But yeah, once I got done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and pour this sauce directly over the chicken. I did not pour it all because when I fix my plate, I want to add a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's just me and that's just my business. But here it is, you guys. It's easy, creamy chicken and rice. It did not take more than 30-something minutes to cook this. So this will be a perfect weeknight meal. Okay. And go ahead and get prepared for your wedding because after you give them this, honey, they're going to want to marry you. Put it on them, make them want to marry me. Put it on them, make them want to marry me. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you. You love me. We love each other. Be happy, be healthy, and get some sun so we won't be around here depressed. Okay? Toodaloo.